Welcome back to the Challenger booth. I'm Dominic Sater-Romer, and Zyrene's going to stick around for our next two games. We're going to keep the action rolling with Team Liquid Academy versus APX. Now, APX took game number 1 in this series, despite Team Liquid Academy getting a pretty solid early lead with Draven.
Yes, and that means that APX, they've locked in their number 1 spot. Team Liquid Academy, though, they made sure to focus their pressure in the bot lane, and they gave Fabi's Draven a solid 3-0 start in the first 7 minutes. But then Chris brought Apex back into the game with a great Malphite ult at 20 minutes, and Apex sealed the coffin with another teamfight win off the pick potential of Malphite and their Twisted Fate. So Fabi, he did end up getting some early kills, but it was so hard to get through Shrimp on this Elise and Chris on this Malphite. Virtually impossible with all of the defensive stats that they were stacking.
Yeah, it really seemed like any time Fabi just poked his head out and showed his face, Chris pulled the trigger with the unstoppable force.
Yep, Police skirting around this fight. The tanks of TLA not as tanky, and then Keen comes in from the side. Fabi walks a little too far forward, but he doesn't get too punished for it, and Police is just protected so much from this triple front line here on Apex.
Yeah, they just weren't able to get through the triple front line of Apex, and Fabi, despite doing an exceptionally good job in the early games, wasn't able to close it out. And yeah, that final card picking up the kill there.
Even if he had walked backwards, he probably would have died.
Yeah, because then you're pincered against the wall.
They would have caught up.
But they did end up closing that game out at about 41 minutes when it was all said and done. Now, TLA, however, they can still force a tiebreaker with Enemy if they win this game.
Well, Enemy also has to 2-0 their game. So that's the only real contingency here is you win a game, then 2-0 for Enemy, and then that means that you have to play a tiebreaker game against them for your spot. But if you don't win a single game, if somebody 2-0s in the set following, then you lose playoffs there if you're TLA.
Yeah. With their playoff lives on the line, we'll see if they can pull it together. Apex, however, are playing for the number 1 seed and control of their own
which they've done now.
Yeah.
So they are already first seed, and we know the Ember is second seed no matter what. It just depends on where TDK is going to be, which I think TDK is now actually locked in. Yes, they are locked in as third now. Yes, that's correct.
So
they're at 6 points.
We've got Apex, Ember, and now TDK locked in at third. We're fighting for that 4th place spot, but let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it's Team Liquid. Once again in the top lane, it's Zig with jungler Acadian, mid laner Youngbin, AD carry Fabi, and their support, Smoothie.
And on the red side, it's Apex. Chris in the top lane, Eve in the jungle, / Shrimp, who's actually playing today, Keen in the mid lane, Police at AD carry, and then Special on support.
Yeah, and Shrimp has been doing some work for these guys. In that last game, he went 10, 3, and 12, and his team had 22 kills. So not only is that 100% kill participation, which you probably got from looking at the graphic earlier, but that's 10 out of his team's kills. Early on, I think it was 7 of 9 for the first, I think, 10 or 15 minutes.
And he also didn't go back to his Rek'Sai. He ended up playing Elise in that game. And it wasn't even banned against him. So he had the most kills on his team. He also had the third most assists, but the 100% kill participation is the big thing. Because in his Rek'Sai game, where he was 6-0-6, he also had 100% kill participation. Shrimp is a jungler that when I saw him playing in Challenger last year, really impressed me. Because he has high kill participation, he creates conflict, and he's able to farm at an incredible rate. I think what his CS per minute for a jungler is probably the best in the league. He's just an intense farmer, but it does not detract from what his team wants to accomplish, which just blows my mind because he's just picking up farms so often that I usually don't think it's physically possible to have that number and the kill participation at the same time.
Yeah, and this is what we saw in that last game. The fact that Fabi instigated the entirety of Apex, even coming in as the new member, to just completely lead them to victory despite being down for the first few minutes. Now we're running through the bans, as you can see on your screen. There's Quinn and Fiora taken away from Chris. Draven respect banned away from Fabi, and this is patch 6.3, so they're also going to get rid of Kog'Maw and Alistar, those late game hypercarry threats.
Yeah, TLA, I don't know if they lost a ban. I don't know what that is, but they ended up not using one of their bans here in Champion Select, but they are going to go with the first pick here of the mid lead. Still a lot up on GP as well.
Kalista instantly answered for Police, a very strong champion, and Lulu to help it out. Apex are looking strong with their counter picks.
Yeah, Kalista is something that we saw Police end up picking up, I believe, 3 times so far, and it's what he made his debut on. So he was able to play multiple games on this champion in a row, and it was mostly to enable Xpecial to play something like the Alistar, like the Braum, and be a heavy engager. So I think that this Kalista pick isn't just for Police, it's primarily for Xpecial, who makes a lot of the plays on this squad.
Yeah, and we saw his Braum in the last game do some serious work, going 0-2 and 18, dying twice. Didn't take any kills this time around, which is a step up. Still playing very well. We'll see what the answer is for Team Liquid Academy as they look at their next 2. They've already got Acadians Nidalee locked in for the jungle. We'll see how they decide to round it out. Is it going to be Zig going back to that Nautilus? Looks like it is. He's played it quite consistently over the past few weeks. Seems to really enjoy it. And Lucian locked in for Fabi.
All right, so seeing what they're able to do here, making sure that their top laner, or sorry, not their top laner, their mid laner falls all the way down the list, and then saving their support possibly. It could be a Nautilus for Smoothie. We'll have to see what ends up happening there, but this leaves a lot open for Apex. Lulu with the Kalista, not always the best combination, but it is still something where Lulu is just going to protect your AD carry, and you're going to have a great time. And then the Morgana on top of that, like, you're not going to be able to lock Police down. They're putting a lot of eggs in Police's basket. He's just going to carry them.
Yeah, we'll see if Police can do what Fabi couldn't in the previous game. Says, you played a late game hyper carry, AD carry to bring your whole team forward. Well, let me show you how it's done. And he picks Kalista and has a whole team, just like Team Liquid Academy, built around protecting him and keeping him alive. Shrimp going back to that Lee Sin. Very powerful champion.
Yeah, so Shrimp's Lee Sin is, when I saw it in the LCS, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was the worst performance it's the single worst performance I've ever seen from Shrimp was his LCS performance with Lee Sin. I think he still won that game, though, when he was subbing in for Energy, because GBM got a bunch of steals and stuff like that, but it was still not a good performance. He did have a really good kickback in the fight against Dignitas, where he was able to hit the Anivia through multiple members and stuff. But other than that, he was really the reason that they were behind in that early game. So I want to see what he does this time on that, but I wasn't convinced last time by his pick, because there's so much more that we know Shrimp is great at.
Yeah, well, to help it out in the top lane, Chris taking Darius, the Noxian Executioner. Could be the execution for Team Liquid Academy.
Could knock them out of playoffs possibly if they keep them at that score, which is only 4 points, and you get 3 points for a 2-0, and the teams right below them are both at 2 points, so they can jump up to 5 and end up overtaking TLA.
If Apex end up winning this, TLA could be in a very... Their fate will no longer be in their hands.
Yeah, TLA, which is so scary for them, because this was the squad that's those 5 other members of that squad from TL. They've had them as partners where they can scrim against them. They pulled up Matt and Dardoch, and then TLA fell apart. The lack of leadership on that team just fell apart, and this was a team that was projected to actually be number 1. When I talked to a lot of LCS teams, they were telling me, TLA was great. TLA looked like a top 4 LCS team. I've heard that from multiple teams that I've talked to who are actually at the top of the standings.
Mm-hmm. Now it seems like we're seeing the remains of that roster struggling quite a bit, but let us know who you think is going to take the win. Is it going to be Apex with the clean sweep or Team Liquid Academy? Can they take it? Tweet at LL Esports with hashtag TLA or hashtag APX. Let us know. This is an important one because, again, Team Liquid Academy's playoff lives are on the line in this game. And Apex, number 1 team in the league. They've dropped a single game in the past 5 weeks. Can this be number 2?
Well, they ended up dropping it to Dream Team, and Dream Team is tied for 5th right now, and they're playing that other team tied with them later on. So anything is possible in a single game of League of Legends. If you play 5% worse and the other team plays 5% better, you create this gigantic delta. And you're able to win a game off of that. And TLA, these guys, a lot of their members, they've been around for a decent amount of time. They know how to play. They know how to snowball a victory.
I still feel like that's a little bit of trading going on in the top lane, but I still feel like that's the SKT conundrum. Sure, you can do well in the first 10 minutes, the first 20 minutes, but SKT is just such a good team that they'll take other things around the map and keep pace.
That's when they play 5% worse at the start. And then they realize it, and then they like
get it together.
Yeah, get it together. Get it together, Faker.
So that's not exactly an apt comparison, as this is Challenger and Apex. Yes, they are first. TLA, they're in fourth right now. We'll see if they're able to hold on to it as they look to start this off. Both duo lanes starting off in the bottom, and with double Corrupting Potion in the top lane, looks like we're going to be seeing some trading and action between Zig and Chris. Everything else looks to be pretty standard.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary here. That top lane with the Corrupting Potion, you'd think there'd be a decent amount of trading. I do think that the Zig Nautilus ends up getting a little bit of the better of the trades at the start, especially since we saw him take W first. So he has a decent amount of wave clear. He has damage over time. Up against Chris, who you hope gets the Decimate onto Zig early on. But otherwise, that matchup eventually goes in Darius' favor. But if you get ahead of the curve as Nautilus and you have that good gank assistance, then you can definitely snowball this lane and become unkillable.
Finding Fabi, but Smoothie makes it a favorable trade as he's able to chunk down Police.
Oh, Smoothie hit 2 very quickly, and that's one of the benefits of Bard. When you do an extra camp, if you've picked up 1 or 2 chimes, you can hit level 2 off of pretty much 1 camp, or 1 minion. Oh, Smoothie!
Find Smoothie heal to try to keep him alive, but Police can't get in range. Fabi protecting his support.
Yeah, and so what Smoothie ended up doing is Smoothie walked forward. As a support, you have so many potions. If you trade and you get an immense amount of damage on the enemy AD carry, he only has 1 potion. You don't need a mathematician to figure this out. You just throw damage on the AD carry, and then if you are taking support damage, it's worth it at that point.
Chris lands the free throw, finding some damage onto Zig. And it doesn't look like we're seeing as much trading as expected, as I expected at least. Anytime I see a Darius, I don't really lane against him because I'm a mid laner, but I just assume that he's going to kill my top laner.
Well, he wants to trade, and if the enemy top laner takes that trade and says, okay, I will let you 5-stack your bleed on me, then they lose. Yeah. So a lot of people just avoid him.
Zig playing around it rather well. Meanwhile, Wolf Spirit will spot out Acadian as he sneaks forward to get a ward onto the Gromp, just to try to keep an eye on Shrimp, who completes his own first recall. Decides he's not quite got enough gold. 1 camp down, so he's not able to complete his jungler item. While Police continues to get bullied away from these minions. You know, with all the eggs in the Police basket, seems like they might not even be able to get this basket up off the ground if we're seeing this continuous harass from Smoothie and Fabi.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of zoning. And Police, he's struggling to pick up some CS here. You can see he's already 7 down, of course. Has Bitten in there. And there's the gank assistance. Not ideal just yet.
Auto attack, red buff provides the slow, but Chris makes it to the minion wave and is able to dodge any consecutive damage from Liquid, and immediately walks back to exactly where he was in
no ward coverage.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite surprised that Acadian can test this and just walk
right back
around.
Yeah. I mean, best case scenario, you get a flash, right? Oh, but here goes Acadian. Oh, missed that one, though. He was checking to make sure there wasn't anyone else in that bush. You never know.
Well, you see all 4 other members, but that's besides the point.
Oh, Keen looks like he's caught Snare. Finds him.
He can jump on him.
The spear. There's the dive. It's a late flash from Keen.
That was nice. So Acadian, and then this is actually what Rengar players learn, and Acadian's been a Rengar main, is reaction time is everything for your opponent. What he did is he made it so that he flashes and then he uses the ability. So the only thing that can counter it is a flash. If he had jumped, the reaction time is much higher.
Action to the bottom. There's the heal. Binding finds Smoothie. Shrimp gets in, but Police gets the kill. They're looking for Fabi, and he gets out alive.
Yep, Smoothie still had flash available, but the Dark Binding is what caught him off guard there from the special. Flash Dark Binding for the catch. And yeah, going back to the mid lane, because I think this is actually quite important, is using your flash to lower the amount of reaction time your opponent has to your abilities is crucial. And a lot of Rengar one-tricks learn this because sometimes you actually don't use your ultimate for the leap. You use your ultimate, you get the stacks, you make sure you have the stacks, you ulti, and then instead of leaping in Bola, you flash point-blank Bola. Because the reaction time is much lower for your opponents, especially now with the way the Bola is. It's better to do that because you have to buffer it when you leap now.
The Bola starts behind you as a projectile, just to make sure it doesn't skip over.
Flash in their face, Bola. I've seen some people die to that. Flash Dardoch in particular.
Well, Dardoch is cheering on TLA right now. You can only assume he's keeping close eye on them as they look to get this win over APX.
APX is a squad that came out swinging. They were a team that announced their roster a little late.
4 stacks. Chris is built up now.
Oh boy.
The buzzer has rung, but look at Academy. Not in overtime just yet. Going to continue playing it out as the Acadian looks for another gank mid. He knows Keen is flashless. Their flash is on just about the same timer. Actually, the exact same timer, unless they have masteries.
Yeah. Top lane, though. Both junglers in attention here. Shrimp standing on a pink ward, so he knows he's not spotted just yet. Gonna walk through. Now they're going to see him. But he also spots Acadian.
Ooh, is able to land the Sonic Wave. Acadian makes it over the wall. Sees the blue buff spawn as well, so that's timer knowledge for Apex. They could try to play around it.
Shrimp hit level 6, so he's looking for a play.
Youngbin's going to try to collapse onto Shrimp. They're going to
nice
do
kick.
A lot of damage. The kick gets Youngbin away, but they're going to flash forward. Shrimp is still alive. Keen with the flash save. No, he didn't even flash. He just got the save regardless. Shrimp, oh, he makes it over the wall.
What? Youngbin, like, stopped chasing and... Oh, man. Shrimp just barely makes it out.
And in true jungler spirit, at 100 health, goes back and clears another camp before recalling.
Gotta get them wolves. Make sure that you take the wolf spirit so the rest of your jungle doesn't get cleared, or if the Nidalee runs in and tries to take your Gromp because you're low HP.
Or he could just clear the Gromp because, you know.
Yeah, that works too.
Shrimp.
Make sure that he isn't invaded on.
Yeah, blue buff now being passed over, but very close play. I think Youngbin thought Acadian had the spear windup, but just canceled the auto at the last second.
Maybe. But yeah, that's going to be blue buff going over. Staying active on Shrimp's side, making sure that he's here for a little bit of that cleanup. Level 7. But oh man, that was really nice. That was well played by both sides, actually. The kick back from Shrimp, where he walks forward at the Lissandra that's ulting him, just to make sure that she doesn't get an extra Q off,
yeah.
Get some extra autos, because that made the difference in the fight.
It saved his life when it was all said and done. Looks like we're seeing more harass down in the bottom lane. Recurve burr. Recurve burr. They took our recurve burrs. Police with the recurve bow first.
Woo! Oh, it's probably building.
Oh, he's going in. Smoothie First Kerr. Oh, Babby's caught though. Shrimp is able to find it and get a kill. There goes Acadian. Spell Shield keeps special space for now. The knockup finds Smoothie. He doesn't have any more, and Shrimp gets a double kill. There's a late teleport from Youngbin, but Shrimp's already out.
All right, Shrimp, your Lee Sin. I see your Lee Sin. Okay. Okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And he's even going Cinder Hulk. Look at that. He's playing for the team right now.
Go Titanic Hydra next item.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I actually got a lot of my Rek'Sai builds from Shrimp. He would go Cinder Hulk into the Black Cleaver just for the cooldown reduction. And then sometimes it was like, oh, Hydra's a good item, or Zig actually wants to run away because he's getting flanked.
Ooh, good knowledge gets him out with his life.
And Chris not able to pull the Nautilus backwards after he used the anchor toss.
Boxing between turrets. Chris, nothing is stopping this Darius right now as he's continuing to build. Ooh, whoa, special. He's taking some damage. Is able to land the face first binding flash, but it's answered. Special dodges the spear, but Acadian's not done just yet. Exhaust is about to wear off.
He's got red buff, and he's got red smite.
Oh, and just a quick kill for Acadian.
That is such a good thing to do as a jungler when you're trying to carry. You have red buff and you have red smite. if you're Elise or you're Nidalee, just change forms and auto-attack them because you're going to do so much damage over time. And this is where the Fate's Call came into play. The kickback was so good, though. There's the flash. Fabi still gets bound. He's going to walk towards the minion wave. And then Cadian walks up, jumps on a special, lines it up. Shrimp even takes that step up to make sure he was looking for that in particular. Wasn't just a lucky kick. He lined that one up and took the moment to do so.
Now this is Liquid looking to take the first dragon of the game. They've got 1,000 gold lead so far by taking that bottom tier 1 turret. And now they're going to be taking that first dragon for a little bit more snowball potential that they need. We'll see if they can pull it together and get this win that will at least guarantee them a tiebreaker, if not the spot itself, depending on the outcome of our other series.
Yes, and of course they had this gold lead because they had that bottom turret go over to them on TLA's side. So they're up about 800 gold right now, have that dragon, so their combat stats are a little bit higher. But keeping the turret safe, so there's no turret answer just yet. Shrimp gonna try to take this out, has the red buff, this turret's going down.
Dashes up, and yeah, the minions are gonna go down. Culling distributes the damage evenly between the two. Ooh. A long-range stun finds Chris.
That's just going to be a push, so TLA are actually just going for sieging now. And since they saw Shrimp top, and they see two members bot up against Zig, Zig will be able to wave clear with his E, with his Riptide over and over again, and that turret is so close to going down. Oh, Elise!
Elise gets caught in a hook. There's the spell shield. Here comes a teleport from Chris. Oh, special, giving it a quick 1-2.
Yeah, bonked back to his attack range afterwards. There goes mid-turret.
Yeah, the turret trades have begun. Bottom is going to go down. Smoothie, will he land the binding? Not quite. And the bottom tier 1 is answered by APX. So far, it's 2 turrets for the 1 of Team Liquid Academy, aside from the one that they took earlier.
Yeah, so it's even in turrets now. These pushes, though. Oh, Fabi's backing from top lane, so Fabi's not continuing to push top, and they're just going to reinforce the bot side of the map now.
Yeah, there are some missing pings coming out of Apex. Like, I don't see him. He should be taking that. Why is he not? Okay, he's not. Let's get out of here. Get away from this tier 2 turret before we get collapsed upon by Liquid Academy. Hitting some scary power spikes as they continue to pressure forward Youngbin. He's outside of vision right now.
If Youngbin is able to land this, it makes the spear so easy.
Oh, wasn't quite able to get it, but still lands it on the far side. Flash used by Youngbin to secure the stun.
And Keen goes down, and he's 0-2 right now. Frost Queen's claim, but he's getting wrecked by Youngbin and Acadian. Acadian has every single kill on TLA right now. So the new jungler, the newest member to this team, there's a lot of responsibility on him right now to deliver on this Nidalee.
And it looks like he is.
Yeah.
3-0, up 22 CS. Now this Rift Herald being secured for Liquid Academy.
I assume it'll go to Acadian.
Oh, there he goes.
Awesome.
And you got it. There you go.
Finally. And now they're going to go gank top lane. Now that he has that increased movement speed, very easy to land. And there they go.
Oh, man, they're looking for Chris, but Chris is looking for Fabi. He's going to get some good damage. Flash, and that takes the long way around. Oh, my gosh. Chris, and now he's pulled Acadian forward. What a play. Oh, wow.
Chris. Oh, that was nice.
Joker.
Well played.
Oh, Binding finds Youngbin. He's got no ultimate. Special is the one who's... I was just lauding him about not taking the kills in game 1.
Yep. Takes that kill right there. Does land the binding, though, so he earned it.
Uh-oh. Fair and square. Needs to get over to Police. He finds it. Police eats Spear to the face, but the mid-tier 1 is safe for now. Liquid are able to keep it standing.
Oh, Fabi!
No! Oh gosh, this is not gonna be fun. If you have small children, you might want to hide them. This is not gonna be pleasant. No, it's turning around. In fact, Acadian
it's still not pleasant.
Shrimp is looking for Fabi. He's the alley-oop! There's the dunk. 1, 2, 3, and he goes down. Chris has still got it stacked. Can he land the next one? Oh, he doesn't quite have it. Acadian brings him down before trying to get over the wall. He succeeds. Shrimp follows. Can he land the Sonic Wave? He's got Flash. He lands it. Kill for Shrimp.
Shrimp just picking up so much. He has even in kills right now with Acadian. Smoothie?
Oh, no, the Ignite! The Ignite! Egg special, no!
Another support kill.
Smoothie gets that one, burns his own Flash, and suddenly kills all across the map. Let's take stock of what's happened. Looks like that mid-tier 1 finally went down for Apex, and now they're pushing for the tier 2.
Yeah, it's 2-2 in turrets, but TLA are now going to take another turret and take a lead in this game, and TLA, they desperately need to take this game. If they take this game, they protect themselves from a 2-0 by Dream Team. Of course, with enemy 2-0, they secure themselves at least a tiebreaker. So, TLA need to win this.
Their playoff lives on the line. They have nothing more to lose, except for that playoff spot, which is kind of important.
There's a lot to lose.
Chris leading the charge, Spirit, Visage, and a Phage. Looking for Smoothie and giving a bit of BM. Chris, he seems to be trying to do everything he can to get TLA off of their comfort seat, to try to tilt them away from victory. But so far, TLA have got the advantage, be it minor. They're not giving up.
Something special. You know he really wants to win this game. He's up against his former organization. He's up against Smoothie, a person that kind of replaced him on the main squad. Cadian, though, trying to get the counter kill here onto Chris. He does. And then Shrimp with the nice follow here. Doesn't even use his flash, doesn't use his flash immediately. And he lands the Q there for the pickup and the shutdown there after the 4 kills were put over on the Cadian side. So good chunk of gold goes over, and you can see Shrimp, it's got all those badges. Medals of Honor. Tank Lee Sin.
4-0-1, majority of the kills on his team, and similarly a 5 out of 6 KPA so far. But Chris might have just found Youngbin. He's going to see this vision. Chris continues to drop BM in the bush. I don't think he's going to be able to find this kill on the Youngbin. It's going to be pretty even. No Zonias yet out of Youngbin. But I don't think he's going to be able to kill Chris. There he goes. Finally zones that Lysandra away. She pops the wall. Shrimp, though, it's a bit too over-eager in that lane.
That was an opportunity there. If Shrimp had actually gone forward, he couldn't have banked on the Dark Binding landing. But if he had kicked Smoothie, if he had kicked Smoothie, he would have actually thrown him across another member there, and it would have been able to follow Youngbin, though.
Oh, boy. Whew. You just hear the alarm go off, and you clench. You can't. It's scary. The only thing I can save you is Tom Kenshin. There's no Tom Kenshin in this game.
So Apex have been subbing in Shrimp a lot. Their last 4 games have all been Shrimp. He only played 10, so they ended up subbing out Eve, who was a big pickup for this squad, but Shrimp is, the squad was saying, Shrimp's a great jungler too, and they're just going to split time between them. They just have different styles. They like to use both, so seeing Apex struggle a little bit in this game with Shrimp, but he is making great flashy plays. The game is not in this state because Shrimp is lacking skill or something like that. Shrimp is doing fantastic in this game and keeping Apex in it.
I'd say Shrimp is the reason the game is in this state, that Apex is keeping pace with Team Liquid's aggression. Looks like Chris might be caught out, but that could be just what he wants. Surrounded by 3 people, that's a lot of healing he can do. Smoothie comes over the wall, he gets pulled back in. Acadian looks for the execute. Finally, it looks like he's going to go down, not able to get any kills in return. That's 3 members to deal with that. Apex did take their first dragon.
Yep. Apex picked that one up for themselves across the map. And now Youngbin moving towards the middle, possibly looking for a pick here, possibly just looking for some wave clear. Just going to force themselves out. 3 turrets to 2, so Apex, they have to dig a little bit deeper. With this bottom 2.
They're killing Herald.
Youngbin.
Oh, Shrimp goes a little too deep.
All right.
Not quite able to get it.
Get out of here.
No, Herald. Herald dies again. Acadian secures the Rift Herald buff, and now looks to invade into Apex's jungle.
I never thought about it, whether his name is just actually Herald.
Herald the Rift Herald.
Herald the Rift Herald.
Rift Herald is just his title.
I mean, I guess some of us actually have that too, where it's like Rivington the Third. It's his name and his title. Yeah. Joe Miller. Joe Miller.
Joe, don't call me Joe.
Oh yeah, he's Herald the Rift Herald.
Oh, Chris is going super deep for Zig.
Movement speed from Lulu.
Yeah, there's no one to help. Oh man, Zig might go down here. He
has another anchor.
Slow lands. There it goes. The dunk finds it, but the bleed is not enough. There it is. Chris is able to shut down Zig finally. And currently 5v4 in favor of Apex. Baron has just spawned, though Keen is on the other side of the map. And Police is just continuing to farm up. Even building a Quicksilver Sash first, just to make sure he doesn't get caught out of position. About 20 CS ahead of Fabi.
If you ulti him as Youngbin, then you're not going to be able to use that ultimate to much effect. You'll get some damage, but here goes Special looking for the bind.
Not quite able to find it. Doesn't find the knockup or the binding, though Shrimp says, I got you, dude. I can land the Sonic Wave. Doesn't do anything with it, though. Chris is going to eat the full culling here. Ooh, and Acadian narrowly dodges the answer binding. And the Tempered Fate misses as well. These skill shots are flying left and right, but they're just not able to find any purchase.
Yeah, they're called skill shots for a reason, because sometimes you miss them.
Oh, Youngbin is too far forward. Chris looks to get to him over the wall, and Chris goes down. Keen is going to eat a big knockup here. The hook finds him, but he doesn't even eat the knockup. I don't know quite what happened there, but he gets out alive while TLA continue to push forward. The Tier 2 is gone. They're just going to chunk Apex out.
Yeah, and TLA jump up to a 2,000 gold lead. If they're able to rotate to this top turret that has a bit of a wave and a wave to clear out, then they'll be in good shape. They could possibly get some decent damage on it. But they've wasted enough time here, and Chris also has TP, so they're going to make the safe call, clear the wave, and then all back and make sure you can purchase and use this advantage that you've created for yourself here. 2,000 gold up versus Apex. Not many squads have been able to accomplish that in Challenger so far.
We'll see if TLA can take the second win over Apex. Apex has only dropped one game so far in the Challenger Series in their past 9.
Apex, this could be a preview of their matchup, because if TLA make playoffs, they'll make it as the 4th seed, and they'll play Apex in the first round. So, please, didn't end just yet.
There he goes. Xpecial did unfortunately pull that red buff away. But here comes Liquid now invading into the top side. They've got teleport on Youngbin.
Oh, Police!
He finds Police. There's the Quicksilver Sash.
Oh, he QSS'd the W so fast, and Youngbin actually did not have his ultimate up yet. He had about 4 seconds left on it.
I believe Youngbin actually just flashed as well.
Yeah, Youngbin flash W'd. His ultimate was not up, but if that had been a QSS of the W into the Lissandra ultimate, then Police would have just been wrecked. Would have been destroyed there.
Shrimp.
TP from Chris.
Sonic Wave. Here comes Chris. Youngbin could be the target. Makes it out of the pull from Chris. Chris leading the charge, but he just can't find anyone to lock down. Suddenly his team has left him too far forward. He goes down to Youngbin. There goes the knockup onto Keen. Tempered Fate finds Police, and again, the Spell Shield keeps Keen alive this time. There's the binding, but Police is dead with 2 members of Apex gone. Liquid are looking for Baron.
Exactly, you go straight for the Baron here on TLA's side. Shrimp is alive, though, and that's what you have to worry about, because if you give him the Black Shield, you can't really stop him from getting into the pit if you time it correctly, and they have a decent amount of wards left.
Yeah, there goes the binding. Doesn't find Shrimp. That means no stun. Sonic Wave will find Zig. Got to time it over the wall. 3,000 health, 2.5. Going down to 2. He makes it over. Will he be able to get there in time? It's down to 1,500 health. TLA have pulled off of it. He's trying to get it himself, but Shrimp is not going to be able to get it. He gets out alive. Acadian secures it. The binding finds Youngbin, however. He takes some damage from Keen. Oh, and Youngbin is going to Zhonya's to stay alive. The King is just barely mistimed, and TLA get out.
That would have killed Youngbin 100% there if it had made contact with him. Just a little bit short there. So TLA, they pick up the Baron. 4,000 gold lead for them. Really what they need in this series. They need this one game to force a tiebreaker, give them an advantage against a team that goes 2-0 in that next set. So TLA, you don't want to be in a situation where you're still at 4 points. You want that 5, and you want to be able to be that much closer to playoffs.
5,000, 4,200 gold are keeping Team Liquid Academy ahead for now with Baron buff. They're continuing to charge forward. Dragon number 2 has spawned. An assist ping is being called out for it before they look for any more of the Tier 2 turrets of Apex. And Apex seem to be having some difficulty finding any purchase on this slippery team composition for Team Liquid Academy. They take Dragon number 2, and Apex now consolidate their resources towards the bottom lane to try to defend the incoming siege of Liquid Academy.
Yeah, Apex really has to rely on Xpecial for multiple things here. He's the primary engage by getting a binding as a catch, and he's also the primary engage when Police uses the ultimate. So a lot on Xpecial shoulders here. And Xpecial was the person that ended up losing them the Dream Team game. And Acadian!
Shrimp finds Acadian, but he's got Zanya's. He's kept alive. Youngfin goes in and rides the Tempered Fate. Keen is still alive. He's dropped a quick double kill for Fabi. Chris is on the far side. He's burning down. Will they be able to get him? Yes, it is a triple kill for Fabi, and they're going to take down the Tier 2 turret. Team Liquid Academy might be securing their chance at playoffs by taking this game. The turret goes down for the inhibitor. They're continuing to charge forward. 20 seconds on Xpecial, 25 on Keen. Can they end?
It looks like they can. TLA, they might be looking at 5 points right here, and at least a tiebreaker. And Acadian!
Acadian with the kill is going to destroy Police. Shrimp, the sole survivor, watches as the Nexus goes down, and that's Team Liquid Academy taking the second win off of APX.
So TLA moved to 5 points, and that puts them in a spot where those two teams, Enemy and Dream Team, that are at 2, well, they have tiebreaker against Dream Team. Enemy, if they 2-0, at least TLA gets a tiebreaker against them for that last playoff spot. But if it does split one game, at least going over to Dream Team, then TLA's in. TLA is that 4th team. So this victory was definitely needed to make sure that TLA is not threatened by 2 teams, because Dream Team, if they 2-0'd, if TLA hadn't won a single game, they could get 5 points and knock TLA out of playoffs.
And again, even if they do make playoffs, it will be in that 4th place spot. So they're going to be playing against Apex again in the future, and they've just shown they can make Apex bleed.
Exactly, and Apex is a team that's been incredibly strong, and they've been moving Shrimp and Eve both through the jungle. This game was really rocky for them right off the bat. Did not go their way. That bottom lane, lots of pressure there. Fabi was able to push them in. Traded really well. Smoothie was a big part of that. And then in that mid lane, Acadian was just visiting over and over and over again and just shutting down Keen. And that was the big thing there, is Acadian showed up huge this game. Highest kill participation, highest kills on the team. Definitely a standout player in this game. Highest gold in the game as a Nidalee jungle. So he did work this game. And you didn't really look at this game and go, oh, you know, I wish TLA had Dardoch. It's like, no, that actually looked pretty good from Acadian. That was pretty good.
Yeah, he was able to do what he needed to, but that's going to be it for that series. We're actually going to take a hot swap. We're going to jump into game number 1 of our final series between Dream Team and Enemy. Now, Enemy, they've been skirmishing well, and they actually managed to take a kill lead in this match.
But it looks like Dream Team are actually doing a better job of moving about the map, because you can see that they have that gold lead there. So it's about 4,000 gold for them. We jump in at 32 minutes. That other set, it ended so quickly that this is game 1 here between Enemy and Dream Team. Hopping right over. You see those gold values. And these matchups here. So Nautilus, Rek'Sai, Vel'Koz for Wolfie. Loves those poke champions.
Yeah.
Then another poke champion for Otter. And then Trance on that Janna for some disengage to keep those guys safe. Poppy for Chiron. Fire.
That's just Chiron.
Chiron. And then Pika Wolf here. So it's a lot of poke battles. This is what this... I'm just catching up, you guys. So this is first I've seen of this game. So.
You've been with us the entire time. We were just the same level as you for this one. 33 minutes in. And it seems to be very even, very patient. 4,000 gold is what separates these teams. Dream Team, minor lead as they do have those turrets, but Enemy still has the gold on the map if they can find the opportunity.
Yeah, if Dream Team win a single game, we know who our playoff teams are. If Enemy win, then they stay in contention for that 4th place spot. But obvious, going a little bit, Surenfire is going to return.
Yeah, that Rek'Sai is full tank, however, aside from the Warrior enchant that he's got on his Smite Stone. Deadman's Blade Spirit Visage to round it out, along with some protection from Trance's Janna. Things are looking good. Kenny Mew, though, pulls the trigger on the Surenfire. Hook is going to find it as well.
TP.
Knock up. Surenfire is brought low. He's still alive, and he's actually going to get out with his life. Jerome from the far side splits Wolfie away. Then actually Picket Wolf is going to miss because of that. Obvious. Looking for some damage, and Kenny Mew in the front line. He's locked down, but he's still alive. No one has died, Surenfire has still died. Jerome is so deep, he finally drops to the pressure of Enemy. It's 5v3 and Enemy take 2 kills.
Enemy end up getting another kill for themselves. They're still 3,000 gold down. 34 minutes in, Baron could be in their sights, but look at this. Pika Wolf a little too far forward.
Oh man, the binding splits between the two.
Here comes Obvious.
Yeah, looking for the knock-up. Gets a quick tunnel, home guard, knock-up, finds Pika Wolf, he flashes out. and Obvious is still standing, along with that tier 1 in the mid lane.
Oh, there aren't too many ways out here. They have to run straight through Dream Team.
Cryofrost gets locked against the wall. He's going to be knocked up and finally will drop to Otter. Teammate is backing up as quick as he can away from that Nautilus, but Peckinwolf and Teammate are the sole survivors. Now it's 5v2.
Yeah, of course, there's 2 members left. Surenfire back up, though, so the jungler is available. 2,000 gold, 2.5 in favor of Dream Team still. Just because they've been moving out the map, they have 2 more turrets, but they have 3 more dragons, and 4th dragon is up. So Dream Team, if they're able to secure it for themselves, this gives them a gigantic amount of pressure on that 5th dragon.
Surenfire just smited the Raptor camp, so he can see wards. He knows he's not spotted, but here comes Obvious. Actually, his smite will be able to come up in time. And here comes the rest of enemy. They know Dragon 4 is on the line, but Surenfire's just not communicating to his team. Guys, we need this Dragon 4 if we want to maintain this lead. And yeah.
So this is what you do if you are a Dream Team. You can test the dragon a little bit, but that top lane wave is gigantic. It'll push out by itself. That's a wave that you can actually visit. You could sack the dragon and give over Dragon 1 if that option presents itself. Oh, wait,
Trance! But Trance is still alive. The shield keeps him standing. There's the laser burning through Surenfire's health. He drops again, this time to Otter. Now Charong finds Obvious on the far side. Who's he going to split from the fight? It's going to be the 2 tanks. That means Otter is in the front. Dream Team are making their dreams come true as they look for him, but they can't quite find it.
Charong
finally goes a little bit deep. Will he be able to get the kill? Yes, finally Charong slays Otter. And the rest of the team's disengaged. That's a 2-for-1 this time in favor of Dream Team.
And Dream Team now 3,000 gold up, but they did a really good job of picking that fight. They were able to catch out Wolfie. Trance was so low that his disengage became a non-factor. And then the ultimate from Charong to make iKennyU and Obvious fly over the wall, so there's no more peel available. Lands the final kill there onto Otter with the chase. So well played there from everybody in that team fight.
And they got Dragon 4 when it was all said and done. Securing that buff is huge. That means at the 42-minute mark, enemy will have the clock ticking. If they can snag that dragon away for themselves, or if Dream Team are going to take that huge and pivotal Dragon 5 buff. 37 minutes in, and this game looks to have just exploded. We came in at the right time, I think.
Yeah. Previous set ended so quickly. Wards being cleared out by enemy, trying to get this Baron control back. Bot lane Charong has a gigantic wave, so that's going to put Dream Team on a bit of a timer, but they're already on a timer because Otter has package, forcing the issue with that ultimate. I like to call it an ultimate because it's really an ultimate. It makes you feel awesome. The fact that, yeah,
it's got a cooldown like a big ultimate. Whoa, KennyU is
like a summoner spell.
Binding finds him. Now KennyU still so tanky though. Obvious decides he wants a piece of the action. Dives in. Charong coming in from the side once again. Finds Otter mid Valkyrie. Stuns him against the wall. And Otter is able to dodge the final spark with a quick cleanse. Again, Surenfire is the focus of this laser, but Biofrost tanks it in the front. KennyU is low, but he's still alive. Can he survive? No. He's going to finally go down while they separate Wolfie from the battle. Now they're looking for Trance. They're going to lock him down with some slows, but Trance is just so slippery. He gets out with his life.
Nice stun there from Wolfie at the end to disengage it. But that gives priority there to Dream Team. They're able to clear out all of these wards, get vision control back, clear out top wave with no repercussions, and that funnels even more farm onto TMA. And they pick up the blue buff as well, so they're just cleaning up after that. Slight lead for themselves again, 5,000 gold. Just these are so tanky. These fights are so tanky, and your mid laners are both poke champions. So these are going to be some long fights unless these poke champions are caught off guard.
And that's what we've seen in these past few fights. Wolfie and Otter sit in the back, same thing with Peckinwolf and TM8. While the tanks traded out. Charong, though, seems to be the guy who's committed to going deep. In the past few fights, we've seen him go 5 members in to look for Otter or Wolfie. We'll see if that's going to continue to yield results. As Peckinwolf races back out. Newly minted Rabadon's Death Cap added to his repertoire of items. Now the game finally seems to be taking a breath after all of that action.
Waiting on cooldowns, trying to get vision for Baron. Surenfire sweeping him out. Down bottom though, iKenny still clearing waves. And trying to join the team. Jerome will go back down bottom, though. And this game just seems back and forth in the team fights, but I do think the Dream Team have that edge. Poppy's incredibly strong, but Kenny, he's looking for the flank here. He's going to walk through a turret just to catch the poke.
Oh, looking for Peck and Wolf. Can he find it? Not quite. There's no follow-up. The laser again finds Shirtfire. Wolfie seems to have his eyes set on that Gragas, but teammate so slow trying to get to that fight, isn't able to help out. Look, nobody died.
Yeah, you can't get this wave clear either. Now, that's going to give time for Shirtfire to back. You don't really have enough time to actually do the Baron. You can maybe attempt one for a bait here, but I think that's too risky because Dream Team, they're just shoving up the mid lane as fast as they can to get damage on this turret if you even attempt to look at that Baron.
3 minutes in, this game is neck and neck. Now the stakes in this are huge. If Dream Team win a single game, then Team Liquid Academy have secured their playoff spot because TLA owns that head-to-head matchup from week 1. However, if enemy are able to 2-0, that means they're going to be the guys going to the playoffs in lieu of Team Liquid Academy. So we'll see.
So yeah, at this point...
Actually, no, they split. That would be the tiebreaker scenario.
Yes.
Yes.
At this point, Dream Team, they can't make playoffs.
Yes, Dream Team cannot make playoffs.
Dream Team cannot make playoffs.
But they can play spoiler for other teams.
Exactly. They can play spoiler for enemy, but then they also may have to play enemy in a tiebreaker if they split 1-1 to see who is 5th and who is 6th, which does matter when you return to Challenger next year. And oh man.
They just sneaked the Baron. We were watching and they snuck the...
We were talking about scores.
Come on,
how
guys.
they can't make it anymore. So no playoffs for them, but they get a Baron, they'll probably make them happy, not as happy.
Yeah. So Baron buff is secured by Dream Team. With a composition like this, you've got to start sweating for enemy. It's now 7,000 gold, 7.5, and a Baron buff as Dream Team continue to pressure forward. Get a quick recall. Now Dragon's up in 40 seconds. This is Dragon 5 for Dream Team.
Yeah, they're going to have Baron buff available for this so they can shove out minion waves. Pekin Wolf has TP. No TP onto Chirung though, so not that split push available. But I do think that this is going to be most likely the final fight of the game here coming up over this dragon. Whether it's going to be enemy smite stealing it away and Dream Team trying to kill whoever. These death timers just hit. Not just long, now they're very long.
Yeah. Enemy trying to hold on, waiting it out. There goes the TP, Kenny Yu, and Churnfire is waiting for him. They're looking for Massacre, but Biofrost is able to keep him safe. Full laser is going to find him, but it's answered right back. Wolfie eats a lot of damage, gets knocked back by Chirung, who buys a lot of time. Oh, Massacre dashes forward and secures the kill when it's all said and done. Now Kenny Yu did die to the front line. Otter's trying to stay alive. There goes some damage onto it, but it's 5v3 with Baron buff, and Massacre, he's not done just yet.
Yep, and that's Wolfie and Kenny down, so Otter's only the only wave clear available. This might be Dream Team closing out the game. They have one minion there, but he's a fighter.
Yeah, that minion is leading the charge for them. They're actually going to dash and look for the next one, too. Shut down that Zerat portal while they're at it. 2 inhibitors down. A laser will miss. They're still finding any damage.
Still
2 inhibitors.
30 seconds on Kenny and Wolfie. Like I said, these timers aren't just very long now, they're very damn long. Yeah. This might be the game here.
Here come the minions. They're rushing in, looking for Nexus turret number 1. Dream Team trying to deny that playoff spot. Double dash, but the package makes it through. They're trying to fight on top of it, but are so tanky. Obvious goes so low. Finally, is going to drop to Massacre. Churnfire will gladly trade his life as the second Nexus tower goes down. The Nexus itself is targeted. Even a bit of BM teleport from Chirung. That is so Chirung, man. And it's Dream Team taking the win, denying the playoff spot to enemy.
And that means that both of these teams can no longer make playoffs. They play spoiler for each other and possibility of 5th place if it's a tie. Then we'll have that tiebreaker game. So the best of 2 will become a best of 3. But Dream Team, they probably made enemy very upset after that because now we know who that 4th seed is, and it's neither of these teams.
Yeah.
It's TLA. So TLA locking in their spot. We will know it's APX versus TLA, and then Ember versus TDK. So the exact same matchups we saw today.
Yeah. I feel like we just saw this again.
Yeah. So
little bit of deja vu going on, but that's Team Liquid Academy locked into the 4 seed. You can see the team comps in the bottom. Pick order, obviously. Dream Team prioritized that Lucian, and Massacre came up huge on it with that game.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of it was that front line that he had. I think Chirong is another big standout player for this squad. When they were able to beat TDK from Dream Team, it was mostly Chirong split pushed Lulu. And when this guy has a good performance in that top lane, he spills it over to other lanes very effectively. So seeing this guy burst out onto the scene and play this well is great because he's being able to lock down Wolfie in the backline. He's reaching Wolfie and slowing him down with the Iceborne Gauntlet enough that TM8 can actually catch up and deal that damage. So this squad on Dream Team, they're not going to be in playoffs, but we are going to see at least one more game, possibly two from them here in Challenger. And I hope they come back because they have a lot of promising talent on this squad.
Yeah, they're looking very good so far. Well, good enough to be able to survive for now. We'll see if they can survive a little bit more to try next season.
Yeah.
Because, as you mentioned, this is a team that they're pretty young. They're looking okay, remarkably talented, but they've got a lot of room for growth.
Yeah, they do. There's definitely room for growth in both of these teams and even some of the challenger teams that have made it, like TLA, and we saw a little bit of TDK as well. Ember looks rather solid, but then APX is still having those moments of inconsistency now. But I think that in terms of consistency, we're seeing APX be the cream of the crop, and that's why they're that number one.
Mm-hmm.
So these teams do have a lot to learn, though.
They certainly do, but we've got to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to head back onto the Rift for game number 2 between Enemy and Dream Team. Don't go anywhere. The action continues after this.
Hopefully Harold will be there.
Oh, he's going in. Smoothie FLICKR. Oh, Fabby's caught, though.
There they go.
Oh, man, they're looking for Chris, but Chris is looking for Fabby. He's going to get some good damage. Flash, and that takes the long way around. Oh, my gosh. What a play. Oh, wow. Keen is still alive. He's dropped a quick double kill for Fabby. Chris is on the far side. He's burning down. Will they be able to get him? Yes, it is a triple kill for Fabby. He's still alive, and he's actually going to get out with his life. Jerome from the far side splits Wolfie away. Full laser is going to find him, but it's answered right back. Wolfie eats a lot of damage, gets knocked back by Jerome, who buys a lot of time. Oh, Massacre dashes forward and secures the kill. Obvious goes so low. Finally, he's going to drop to Massacre. Schernfire will gladly trade his life as the second Nexus tower goes down.